Hello everyone, and welcome to today's class. Today we'll be exploring some different ways to build heat in the body for your asana practice. So one way is very well known vinyasa. We do one breath, one movement, and sun salutations would be a good example of this to build heat in the body before we start holding the postures. But another way would be to hold strength postures for an extended period of time, and that's what we're going to explore today. Okay, so get your mat and let's get started. Okay, so we'll start in a comfortable seated position, and we'll begin with a breathing practice today. And it's just simply breathing in and out through the right nostril only. So you can close the left nostril with just your index finger if you want to. Or if this isn't comfortable, if you have a deviated septum or your nose is clogged on the right side, you can also just do it mentally. So doing it mentally would be just focusing on the sensations of the air moving in and out through your right nostril. You'll feel the sensations in the left, but bring all your attention, more attention to the right nostril. Okay? So let's begin. So just close off the left nostril. And begin with natural breaths. You don't want to feel short of breath while doing this. Keeping the left nostril closed on both the inhale and the exhale. And don't worry if you're taking a full deep breath. Try to let the breath be natural. And we'll continue for 5 or 6 breaths. Next time you exhale through the right nostril, just bring the hands back down to the legs or the knees. And with your inhale, we're going to lift the chin up towards the ceiling, lengthening the front of the neck. And exhaling, drop the chin down to the chest. Next time you inhale, roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder, lengthening the left side of the neck. And exhale, drop the chin down to the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Inhale, left ear to the left shoulder. And exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. And just continue alternating sides with your breath. Your own breath at your own pace. Next time you complete both sides, exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. And inhale, lift the head up. We're going to bring the hands behind the back, so a little bit behind the hips. Fingers can point away from the back. And roll the shoulders back, open the chest, and drop the head back. Remember, always lengthening the neck. So try not to just drop the head back and compress the back of the neck. Try to keep the head long, the spine long, neck long. And 3 or 4 breaths here at your own pace. If your breaths are a little shorter than mine, then just do a few extra until we're done. Inhale, come upright. And then we're going to bring the hands on the knees. Lengthen the spine first. And exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, the right hand next to the right hip on the floor. And rotating around towards the right. So here we're letting all the weight sink down into the seat, the sitting bones, keeping the spine as straight as possible. And try to soften your midsection, never pulling with the hands or forcing anything. Just softly allowing the body to rotate as much as naturally happens with your exhale. And just take 3 breaths here. Inhaling, come to face forward again. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, just the opposite. So bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand next to the left hip. And softly allowing the body to rotate. Try not to pull with the hands as much as you can. And 3 breaths here. And then inhale, rotate forward. And then we're going to come to hands and knees. So bring your knees under your hips, wrists under the shoulders. And we'll begin with some cat and cow tilts. So inhaling, tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling, arch the back, open the chest. And exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round the back and drop the head. Press into the hands. Inhaling and just alternating with your own breath at your own pace. Lengthening the abdomen when you open. And arching the back, stretching the space between the shoulder blades when you round. With your own breath at your own pace. And then come to a flat back. Next time you exhale, we're going to pull the right knee in towards the chest. Round the back just like you did before. And inhaling, extend the right leg, arch the back, open the chest. Exhaling, pull the knee in, round the back. And then a few times with your own breath. One more time. And exhale, pull the knee in. And bring the knee to the ground. The next time you exhale, bring the left knee in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull the left knee in, point the toe. And with your own breath a few times, alternating. And then bring the left knee down. You can splay the knees apart. Bring the toes together and press back to Balasana, Child's Pose. And take about 4 or 5 breaths here. Focus on finding a comfortable place so you can breathe and feel the torso expand with your breath. Next time you inhale, come back to hands and knees. And so now we're going to start holding some strength postures. So if the holding is too long for you, just come back down to Balasana when we're holding downward dog. And I'll offer options for the other postures, right? So take a break whenever you want, especially if the forward folding postures tend to make too much blood rush to your head. You don't want to feel lightheaded or out of breath or anything like that, okay? Whenever you feel out of breath, just stop until your breath returns to normal, then continue, okay? So we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the seat towards the ceiling, press back to downward dog. And we're going to hold here for about 5 breaths. Focus on softening the bottoms of the feet and softening the hips, especially the outsides of the hips. Open the chest. Next time you complete your exhale, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhaling, bring the hands to the heart. Then we'll come to Utkatasana. So bring the feet as close together as you comfortably can. If the knees are pressing into each other, just separate the feet a little bit apart. Okay? Inhaling, you can either bring the hands to the heart, sit the seat back, and bend from the hips. So when you're bending the knees, make sure that the knees aren't coming forward over the toes. You don't want to feel pressure in the knees. Just sit back, bending from the hips as much as you comfortably can without feeling any pressure in the knees. And you can keep the hands at the heart here, or you can bring the hands overhead like this. If this isn't comfortable, you can just bring the hands to the heart. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. And if the hands are up, you can bring the hands to the heart and fold forward. Inhale, lift the head. And exhale, bring the hands to the ground and step the feet back to downward dog once more. And again, we'll hold here for 5 breaths this time. Again, focusing on opening the bottoms of the feet, lengthening the back of the legs, and especially the outsides of the hips. Next time you exhale, we'll step the feet back to the front. Inhale, lift the head, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then we'll turn to face the edge of our mat. So if this is a new posture for you, these side-facing postures, you can keep the feet about a half of the legs distance apart, especially if you're tight in the groin area. Otherwise, you can bring the feet about 1 leg's length apart. Hands to the hips, and we'll come to Prasarita Padottanasana, or wide angle forward fold. So inhale, open the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold forward from the hips. You can bring the hands to the thighs, the lower legs, the ankles, the feet, or to the space between the feet if that's comfortable for you. And let the back of the neck relax. And try to consciously soften the spine here. Smooth, deep breaths. We'll hold for 5 breaths. And inhaling, take your time coming back up. You can bring the hands to the legs first. We don't want to feel lightheaded coming up too fast. So very slowly just come up. So now we're going to come to Utthita Parsva Konasana, or extended side angle. So we're going to pivot on the left foot. The foot is pointing straight out to the left. Right foot is still facing forward just like it was in wide angle. So inhale, bring the hands up to shoulder height. And exhale, bend the left knee over the left ankle. Bring the left elbow to the left knee and sweep the right hand up and over, palm facing down towards the ground. Okay? So here, be aware. Don't bend too much into the left knee so that you feel any discomfort in the knee. There shouldn't feel pressure in the knee. Only bend as much as you can where you still feel the strength coming from the leg muscles and the hip. And we'll take 5 breaths here. So most important in this posture, make sure that you're not going like this and dropping your shoulder down forward, because you're going to be stretching just the low back instead of the side of the body and the front of the body. Okay? So try to feel that you're stretching from the front of the hip all the way up through the chest. And the front, especially the front of the hip. And we'll hold here for 5 breaths. Focus on keeping the side of the body nice and long. So opening from the side in front of the body, like you're reaching the arm back. Next time you inhale, bring the hands back to shoulder height as you straighten the left leg. Good. And then pivot on the left foot so the toes are pointing forward. Pivot on the right foot so the toes are pointing straight out to the right. Inhale, bring the hands up to shoulder height. And exhale, bend the right knee this time over the right ankle. Same thing as before. You don't want to feel pressure in the knee. Let the strength come from the thigh and the hip. Bring the elbow to the knee. Sweep the left hand up and over. And 5 deep breaths here. Same thing as before. Try not to drop the shoulder forward like this. Keeping the chest open. And we'll hold here for 5 breaths. And next time you inhale, come upright, bring the hands to shoulder height and straighten the right leg. Exhaling, bring the hands to the hips, pivot on the right foot. Pivot on the left foot, and we'll step both feet up to the front of the mat. So you can have the feet about hip distance apart so that the small toes are on the outsides of the hip bones. And inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. We'll come to Uttanasana, forward fold. And here we'll hold for 5 breaths. Relax the spine. You can have the hands on the legs, the feet, the floor if it's comfortable. Next time you inhale, come all the way up, sweep the hands up, and exhaling, bring the hands to the heart. And then we'll come to Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. So we're going to step the left foot back first. As much as is comfortable for you. So you want to try to make the distance so that you can comfortably keep the back heel, the left heel down on the ground when you bend the front knee. Okay? So feet about hip distance apart roughly. They can be closer together if you feel balanced there. And inhaling, bring the hands to the heart first. Exhaling, bend the right knee over the right ankle. So as much as is comfortable for you. Try to only go so far as you can, keeping the back heel on the ground. And bend the knee only so much as you feel the strength still coming from the thigh and the hip. We don't want to feel the pressure in the knee. And if you're comfortable here, if you want to go further, you can reach the hands up. Opening the chest, lengthening the sides. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths. Next time you inhale, straighten the front leg, step the left foot forward, and then same thing on the other side. So step the right foot back as much as you can, keeping the heel on the floor when you bend the knee. Exhaling, bend the left knee over the left ankle. You still want to feel the strength in the thigh and the hip No pressure in the knee. And if you want, sweep the hands up, and we'll hold here for 5 breaths. And exhaling, bring the hands to the heart, straighten the left leg, and step the right foot forward. Then inhaling, reach the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. So bring the hands to the ground and we'll step back to downward dog once more. And again, we'll hold here for 5 breaths. Stretching the bottoms of the feet, opening the hips. And next time you exhale, drop the knees to the ground. We'll bring the toes together, splay the knees apart, and press the seat back towards the heels. We'll come to Balasana, Child's Pose once more. And hold here for a few breaths, remembering to come to a comfortable place where you can still take a full breath. And focus on allowing the torso to expand with your inhale, allowing your body to breathe naturally, whatever that pace is now. And next time you inhale, we'll come back to hands and knees. And then we're going to come sitting on the ground with our legs straight out. Okay, knee pose. So bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh to begin. Pull the toes of the left foot back. And if you have a strap, you can always use a strap for this posture around the left foot. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, fold forward. So come forward as much as you comfortably can, as long as you still feel like you're folding from the hips. Right? Try not to just fold from the back and round the back. Hands can come to the thigh, the lower leg, the foot, or a strap if you're using one. And 5 breaths here. Inhale, come up. And this time we'll bring the right foot out. Bring the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Pull the right toes back. And again, you can use the strap around the right foot if you want to. Inhaling, lengthen. And exhaling, fold. And again, the hand can come to the thigh, lower leg, the ankle, the foot. And smooth, relaxed breaths. 5 breaths here. Next time you inhale, bring both legs out. Lengthen the spine, open the chest, and we'll come to Paschimottanasana, our last posture before Shavasana. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, fold forward. And again, you can bring the strap around the feet if you want, hands to the thighs, the lower legs, or the feet if it's comfortable for you. And a few breaths here, 5 more breaths. And inhaling, come up. And just continue going back until you come down, lying on the back. We'll come right to Shavasana. So let the feet relax out to the sides, palms by the sides of the body, slightly away from the hips. And let the eyes softly close. And just allowing your body to breathe naturally here. Just try to bring all your attention within your skin. Consciously softening the back of the body into the ground. The back of the arms. The back of the legs. And the back of the head. And just feel like you're observing your body breathe, allowing it to move at its own pace. And just being aware of any sensations in the body, wherever you feel a dominant sensation. And if there are none, just being aware of that. Try to allow your body to relax more with each exhale. And very slowly bringing your attention back to the surface of your skin. And just feeling your whole body up and down. And very slowly, don't rush yourself out of this. And we'll take a few deep breaths, begin to deepen the breaths. And then begin to move your fingers and your toes. You can reach the arms overhead, take a full body stretch if you want. And then we'll pull the knees in towards the chest. And roll over to the side, either side. And then press up to a seated position. And you could bring the hands together at the heart. And we'll take 3 nice deep breaths together. And thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.